Welcome back to Never Enough Novels for another round of Celebrity Book Club spoilers. Find out which books are being picked for the April 2025 Celebrity Book Clubs before they're announced to the public. I've gathered this information from reliable sources in the publishing industry, so you can get a glimpse at the picks before they're officially announced in early April. So far, I'm able to share the Good Morning America book club pick and the Read with Jenna book club pick. Plus, I'll also quickly go through Oprah's current read as well. I'm hoping that this information will be helpful so that you can pre-order these books if you're interested or put them on hold at your library so you'll be first in line. Plus, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel to see more book recommendations and make sure you're getting these Celebrity Book Club spoilers each month. I'll start off with the Good Morning America book club pick for April. A little bit of history on this celebrity book club. It was established back in 2019, and it always features a diverse range of authors and genres, so you truly never know what you're going to get with this one. You can follow along in the conversation on their Instagram account. Their handle is at GMA Book Club, or you can use the hashtag GMA Book Club to see what they're reading and what other people are posting about. The GMA Book Club pick for April of 2025 is The Sirens by Amelia Hart. I was so excited to see this as their pick because it had actually been on my radar for a while, and I reached out to the publisher to get a copy because I was so interested in the story. So this is one of the few Celebrity Book Club picks that I actually already have a copy of. I haven't started it yet, but I'm planning to soon, so you'll also find a review of this one on my channel in the future. This book takes place over 3 different timelines, and the first one is in 2019, and we meet our main character, Lucy, as she wakes up from some horrendous nightmare and finds her hands around her ex-lover's throat. She has no idea kind of how she got here or why this vivid nightmare seems to be real, so she flees to go find her sister. But when she gets to her sister Jess's house, Jess is nowhere to be found, so Lucy decides to stay there for a while anyway, kind of hoping to figure out what happened to her sister. And as she spends more time in this small town, she hears a lot of strange happenings and weird occurrences that have gone on here. There are tales of men missing at sea and sailors that have been hearing voices in the caves. So Lucy is trying to kind of figure out what's going on and figure out where her sister is. So she starts to read her sister's diaries from when she was younger. Meanwhile, in another timeline, we meet Jess when she was just a teenager. And during her childhood, Jess had this strange allergy to water, so she had always felt kind of different and separate from the other kids her age. When one of her art teachers takes an interest in her drawings, and also in her, Jess starts to see some hope for a different life than the one she's stuck in right now. Then the final timeline in this book takes place centuries earlier. So now we're going back to 1800, and we meet 2 twins who were separated from their father in Ireland and forced onto a convict ship that was headed for Australia. These girls are terrified of the sea because of a traumatic incident that happened earlier in their life, but as they are spending more time on the boat, they start to feel their bodies changing, and they are noticing this undeniable call from the sea. So these 3 different narratives are woven together throughout the novel, and it kind of showcases the unique bonds of sisterhood and women, and also the allure of the sea. This has a bit of a magical element. I think we're going to be actually dealing with some sort of sirens, like that mythical creature, but I don't think it's enough of a fantasy book to deter people who normally wouldn't read that genre. This comes out April 1st, so you can pre-order it now or put it on hold at your library. Next up is the Read with Jenna book club pick. So Jenna Hager-Bush also started her book club back in 2019, and she also picks a diverse range of authors and genres. You can follow along with her on Instagram at Read with Jenna or use that hashtag as well. Her April 2025 book club pick is Heartwood by Amity Gage. First of all, I love the cover of this book. It's so unique from anything else I've seen, and it also seems to really capture the spirit of this wilderness suspense novel. A frantic search and rescue effort kicks off when an experienced hiker mysteriously goes missing on the Appalachian Trail in Maine. Valerie is 42 years old and has spent plenty of time hiking before, but she disappears over 200 miles from her final destination. The novel is told from multiple different perspectives, and I think that aspect makes it seem even more engaging. So first of all, we get Valerie, who realizes that she is lost, and she spends time writing down her thoughts in these poetic letters to her mother. So we start to understand what it's like for her to start to lose hope and know that she just needs to survive and battle the elements if she has any chance of living through this ordeal. Then back in Civilization, we have 2 other women who are intimately involved in this case. The first one is Beverly, who is the game warden, who was assigned as the point person in this search for Valerie. And then we have Lena, who is a middle-aged bird watcher who becomes sort of an armchair detective while this case is going on. As the clues start to come together, the search becomes even more frantic as they realize Valerie's disappearance might not have been accidental. I love books that are set in the woods or that deal with hiking in general, so I'm really intrigued by this one. And I think adding that kind of mystery element of like not really knowing what actually happened to Valerie is going to make this one extra exciting. And the last book I'll share is Oprah's current book club selection. So Oprah's book club has been running for ages. She's definitely the longest running book club on this list. And she doesn't always follow an exact monthly schedule for her book club. Whenever she picks a new book, she'll post her read-along schedule on her Instagram, which is at Oprah's book club. So you can follow along and read over the course of usually a few weeks. Her current pick for April 2025 is The Tell by Amy Griffin. This is a memoir that seems to explore all the nuances of being a woman. Amy's story begins as a runner, and she always turns to the road in what is seemingly an exceptionally healthy habit. But Amy has been keeping a secret from everyone in her life for decades. She has always been running from something. So you can read along as Amy searches for answers throughout her life and eventually uncovers a long suppressed childhood trauma that has been affecting her for years. Along the way, she tries different experimental therapies, and she also questions just the overall pressure that is put on women to appear perfect in their lives. Amy takes us along on her journey as she discovers why she first ran from Texas through Virginia and New York and ultimately back to her hometown where everything started. This sounds like a traumatic memoir for Amy, but it also has elements that any woman can relate to as we try to present our best selves to the world, but are also seeking like deeper connections where we can be our true authentic selves instead. If I do find out the Reese Witherspoon book club pick before it's officially announced in early April, I'll post that as a pinned comment down below so you can check back here to see if that's known yet. Let me know in the comments which of these books you are most excited to read, and stay tuned next month for the next round of Celebrity Book Club spoilers.